Today, the Bombay High Court granted bail to Sadhvi Pragya Singh Thakur in the 2008 Malegaon blast case. Colonel Purohit, though, has been denied bail. Joining me right now, BJP MP Dr. Subramanian Swamy. Pragya Singh Thakur finally, sir, has been granted bail because the NIA said that they could not find enough evidence against her in this case, though there are witnesses and there are blast victims who say that she was part of conspiracy meetings and several evidences have been tampered with. For instance, a series of audio recordings, video recordings of these meetings, but there are apparently 14 CDs, but the court only got an opportunity to hear one of them.
Well, I was convinced from day one that this Sadhvi Pragya's arrest and involvement in a conspiracy was the crooked mind of Mr. Chidambaram, who wanted to do what Rahul Gandhi had promised the American embassy in 2006, that they regard Hindu terror as more dangerous than LET. And this frame-up has gone in Ashrat Jan's case, it's gone on so many other matters. And to convince the court that this, what is in effect a reversal of the plea, and that it is something that won't go to Supreme Court and then get turned down. The lower courts, particularly even high courts, they are very cognizant of how the Supreme Court would regard the matter. So therefore, it has been a painful job. We couldn't do a straightforward job of just withdrawing, because so much fixing was done that to undo all that has taken little time. So I don't believe all these hearsay evidences where people, it sounds like what we have seen in Hitler's Germany, witnesses are prepared and so on. So and then they subjected her to horrible treatment in the jail. So she's out, and she's out on bail. There are a lot of restrictions on her, and I hope over a period of time she is able to resume her normal life.
But there is that criticism that the opposition is making that the NIA, when it took over this case from the Maharashtra ATS who had first arrested Sadhvi Pragya Singh Thakur in this case, had sufficient evidences, witnesses, but the NIA did not take it forward from that case. They started a fresh investigation, which is not how it should have been done.
Well, that is a question of, nobody challenged it in the court, that the NIA was doing something illegal. NIA was not set up by us. It was set up by Mr. Chidambaram when he was Home Minister. And the NIA was originally used to get a kangaroo court judgment on Pragya and somehow send her to jail, and thereby laying the foundation for the arrest and the conviction of Pragya, so that later on they can extend it to RSS and arrest the top leaders of the RSS. That was the plan of Mr. Chidambaram, in order to please Ms. Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi.
What about Lieutenant Colonel Purohit?
Well, he hasn't got bail yet, but the army people whom I have talked to, they are all convinced that the man, whatever connection was because of his misfortune of having been assigned the job of penetrating the jihadis. And now they are using the same evidence against him, that he was moving with this jihadi and he was moving with that jihadi.
But then if the army is convinced about his role, and something that he has been also stating, that my job was to in fact penetrate terror outfits and solicit information as part of a military intelligence officer. He's made this plea last year as well to the former Defence Minister, Mr. Manohar Parrikar, saying my dignity, my honour, everything has been robbed of me. Then why isn't the army supporting him?
No, what can the army do? They, in their own internal court-martial thing, they have exonerated him. And he is very highly regarded by his colleagues. But this is a criminal case under IPC. It's not under the military court. So what can the army do? They can't come.
Can't they provide him with evidences, with documents to support the case that he was indeed penetrating? Abhinav Bharat was not a part of it.
I would tell you one thing. When you do these undercover jobs, you leave no trail. Because if you have a trail, if you have a paper where it says, Mr. Colonel Purohit, now here you are hereby assigned to penetrate It will never be in writing. Because then somebody might, for money, sell that file, photostat copy of that file. So therefore, these things are all done mostly in evidences which will not be permitted in court. I'm sure that it's only a matter of time before Mr. Purohit comes out.
So you believe that Lieutenant Colonel Purohit is innocent? Why would he be specifically victimized?
I'm not privy to the records fully. But from whatever I've seen, I've come to the conclusion that it won't stand in court in a full-fledged prosecution.
Why would he be victimized by the previous regime?
He was victimized by the previous regime because the Islamic terrorists had a lot of influence with the previous government. We haven't come out with the material yet, but wait till another year or two.
No, my question is, why specifically Lieutenant Colonel Purohit?
Because he was a brilliant officer who was penetrating them. And in the process, he might have discovered links with Congress party. That was the fear which drove them to target him. Okay.
So that is Dr. Subramanian Swamy saying that there is, of course, that case which can be proven that Lieutenant Colonel Purohit is innocent. It's only a matter of time before that can be done. But for the moment, of course, the army cannot, in a sense, support him because they've already proven him innocent in an internal court-martial proceeding. With video journalist Kapil Solanki, Polami Saha in Delhi for NewsX.